let us go into the breach. Victor Davis Hanson, as usual, is absolutely correct. And he's correct this time because what he's basically saying is you're not going to, if you're Fox News, you're not going to replace Tucker Carlson, but not because he's put it like this, he's irreplaceable in a way that I don't think the people at Fox News really understand. They don't understand the people that watch Tucker Carlson. So let's hear Victor Davis Hanson explain it, and we'll come back and give a couple comments.
And so they needed Tucker Carlson to appeal to the new Republican Party. And so what do I mean by that? He was talking about the absurdity of woke. And I don't know where you find somebody like that who has the ability to articulate those positions but is not crazy. Especially Tucker came from one of the wealthiest families in California. He was an aristocrat. His grandfather and family were Miller Lux, which is the biggest landowner in California in the 19th century. On his mother's side, he was Swanson Food Company. He went to prep school. So for him, brought up like that as an aristocrat, to become a populist and yet know how the aristocratic mind works is very unusual. And Bill O'Reilly had certain gifts because he came out of kind of a tabloid journalism background, and he understood the earthiness of the news and the audience that Fox won. And so what I'm getting at is that Tucker was able to stop the hemorrhaging from One American News or Newsmax or all of the other right rivals. They said, why go to those guys when you have somebody who's more responsible and learned, but still can appeal in the same topics? And so I don't know where they get that person. And I think that in the immediate week, it shows. But
So I want to just a couple of takeaways. I'm not going to keep you long here at the front line with Joe and Joe. Please, wherever you see this video, do something to help us. We don't ask you for money. We ask you for a click. Like, subscribe, share, follow on Twitter, do all that. Real quick, the new Republican Party. That's a theme that Joe and I hammer here all the time at the front line with Joe and Joe. Victor Davis Hanson nailed it on the head. I don't watch Hannity anymore. I haven't watched Hannity in years. Hannity is the political conservative. He doesn't care about the culture war. He doesn't. He doesn't really care about. Look. Maybe the Lord's going to get mad at me because I'm not saying something truthful about Sean Hannity. But I'll put it like this to you: this is what I believe about Sean Hannity. He just wants everybody to make money. That's America to him. Free markets, and yeah, we'll say we're pro-life, okay? But we're not going to ban it. Now, we're not really going to ban abortion, but we're pro-life, okay? We're pro-family, but we support gay marriage, okay? He calls Caitlyn Jenner she. Talking about Sean Hannity now. Sean Hannity calls himself conservative. What are you conserving? That's all they want to do is conserve a free market in front of which they can bow down. That's all they want to do is make money. What made Tucker and what will continue to make Tucker grow stronger after this, to Fox News' chagrin, okay, because it's their mistake, is that, yeah, Victor Davis Hanson's right. I stopped watching Hannity. I kept watching Tucker. And yes, I get my news from the War Room with Steve Bannon or OAN or Newsmax. And even Newsmax was a disappointment when it came to a couple things, but we won't get into that today. But my point is, I'm going to find people who speak much more to me as a working man in America, trying to raise a family, okay, trying to get my family to heaven, trying to prosper somewhat on this earth, okay. And that's what Tucker represents. He points out the smug elitism both on the left and of the right. And what did they do? They dropped the hammer on him. They're not going to get anybody to replace Tucker Carlson because they're not going to get anybody in that time slot that's going to talk like Tucker. Whoever else goes in there is going to have severe restrictions on the topics they could discuss. You mark my words. Good people will be used to fill that time slot until they settle on one. And every one of those good people, they're going to say, you're great, but here are certain topics you're not going to talk about. Let's just keep it with making money.